veterans, do you understand how to make the connection between the VA's diagnostic code criteria and the DBQ, also known as the Disability Benefit Questionnaire? Now, why is this important? It's important because if you have your private examiner to complete the DBQ, or you decide to go to a third-party C&P exam, one, you know the criteria you meet for the condition you're claiming. Two, you know where that information is in the DBQ. Three, and if the examiner doesn't ask you those questions, you know to bring them up so you don't fumble the bag. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. Today's video, how do you make the connection between the VA's diagnostic code criteria and information in their DBQs, also known as Disability Benefit Questionnaires. Now, before we get into today's video, make sure you click the link in the description section and get signed up for my monthly webinar where I explain exactly what I do, what I don't do, and most importantly, how you can work with me. So, today's video, how do you understand the VA's diagnostic code criteria and where to find that criteria in the DBQ? Because if you don't understand this and that examiner gives a positive opinion, that rater service connects you, you could be leaving thousands of dollars on the table because you may get lowball. But I'm going to help you and explain to you and show you so you don't miss out. Let's get into it. Slide number one. Here in slide number one, this is the diagnostic code criteria for diabetes mellitus. Now, I have another condition that I'm going to share with you, okay? But you can use this scenario for any condition that you're claiming, okay? Now, if you are not service connected, you still need to know which criteria you meet for whatever condition you're claiming. Do you meet the 0, the 10, the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or whatever? Because one, guess what? You got a diagnosis of diabetes, you're a Vietnam vet, they confirm boots on ground in Vietnam, you meet the 40% criteria, guess what you're putting in that lay statement verbatim? That 40% criteria, okay? If you are claiming an increase, let's just say you're at 10%, and you're claiming an increase, guess what you're putting in that lay statement if you meet the 40% criteria verbatim? What we see right here, okay? So for the 40%, it says requiring one or more daily injection of insulin, restricted diet, and regulation of activities. You need all three to meet the criteria for 40%. So if you know that, why not have a private examiner, or if you go to the VA, let them know that you're on that and you can submit that with your claim, okay? The 20% criteria, requiring one or more daily injection of insulin and, okay, and restricted diet, or oral hypoglycemic agent and restricted diet. Now, the hypoglycemic agent, the most common one that I used to see when I rated, metformin, okay? Then the 10%, manageable by restricted diet only. Now, I want you to pause. Take a screenshot of this on your phone, okay? If you're on a computer, get one of those snips or whatever and take a screenshot. Slide number two. Now, this is the VA's public DBQ for diabetes, okay? So the information I just showed you for the 10, 20, and 40% for diabetes mellitus, you can see it right here in section 2A and 2B, medical history. 2A, treatment, none or managed by restricted diet. We saw that as a criteria. prescribed oral hypoglycemic agent. We saw that. Insulin required. What does it say? 1 injection per day, more than 1 injection per day, okay? Other. If that box is checked, there's another section right underneath this that says describe. If it is, your examiner, especially your private examiner, has to describe it. If they do not check that box, then put NA, okay? 2B, does the veteran require regulation of activities as part of medical management of diabetes mellitus? Yes or no? If yes, provide one or more examples of how the veteran must regulate his or her activity. So underneath that examiner is going to have to complete, okay? Complete that. Now, here's a nugget, people. Woo. Let's just say the third-party examiner says yes, but didn't describe anything. You get service connected, but at 20%, and it should be 40. You go to high-level review, that's insufficient. But here's another nugget. You can actually write, because subjective evidence comes into play here, what you need to do as it pertains to regulation of his or her activities. And that's what you're explaining on the high-level review, okay? Let's keep going, people. Slide number 3. Here in slide number 3, this is the diagnostic code for fibromyalgia, okay? This is a common service-connected condition under a Gulf War undiagnosed illness, okay? This is where I've seen this granted majority of the time. So with this, you can get service connected to 10, 20, and 40%, okay? So I'm not gonna read all of them, but I just highlighted the ones in the 10 and 20. But take a look at the symptoms and the criteria in the 40% as well. I've seen a lot of veterans get 40% for fibromyalgia, okay? You know how they did it? They did exactly what I'm showing you right here, okay? Let's keep going. Slide number 4. Now, I have 2 slides because fibromyalgia, it wouldn't fit, the criteria wouldn't fit all on one slide, okay? So the sections is 2A and 3A. Is continuous medication required for control of fibromyalgia? Yes. If yes, list only those medications required for the veteran's fibromyalgia condition. You cannot leave that box blank if you have a private examiner completing this, people. If it says yes, if you check yes, describe, okay? Section 3A, does the veteran currently have any findings, signs, or symptoms attributable to fibromyalgia? If it's yes, select all that apply. If checked, describe. They have to describe it, people, okay? You cannot leave these sections blank. Guess what? If you leave them blank, that DBQ is now insufficient. And it's the same for third-party VA C&P examiners. That's why it's important to go ahead and submit that FOIA request. Boom, get a copy of that exam, all right? Let's keep going. Slide number 5. Here, more symptoms, and guess what? More boxes. If checked, describe. For all checked conditions, describe. So if a private examiner is completing a DBQ for you for fibromyalgia or any condition where they have to describe something and they didn't, don't submit that to the VA. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Go back and say, hey, doc, you left some boxes blank, okay? We already have issues with certain VA employees refusing or trying to find ways to not use your DBQ. This is one way that you will give them a reason to not use your DBQ. Don't do it, okay? Then we have section 3B. It talks about frequency, okay? They have to check that. Down below, what does it say? If checked, describe, okay? These are the classes. When I give a class and I'm talking about what makes a DBQ insufficient, these are the things that I am talking about. But again, why not take these DBQs to your VA third-party C&P exam if you choose to go to one of them? You know, a lot of veterans have to go because they can't get a private DBQ. Take these DBQs with you. Okay? Check the boxes on the DBQ. Let the examiner know, hey, wait a minute, you know, I couldn't remember all this stuff. I had a veteran tell me one time, the examiner says, you can't bring no DBQs to the C&P exam. You know what I would have told that examiner? Show me the regulation that states that I can't. That means that examiner is trying to do something that is not right, okay? So again, look at the boxes. If checked, describe. So keep in mind, you can use this scenario for any conditions that you're claiming. Now, I'm gonna give you a few more nuggets, okay? If you didn't already catch them. One, go to the VA's website, go to the rating criteria, find the condition that you're claiming, and then confirm the percentage that you feel you meet based off the criteria and your evidence. Put that in your lay statement. Okay, whether you're doing an increase, secondary, new claim, okay? Then, if you go to a private examiner to get a DBQ completed, make sure all those boxes are completed. And if you decide to go to a VA third-party C&P exam, get a copy of it and make sure it was completed correctly. I see a lot of veterans fumble the bag because they refuse to invest the time to get educated on this process, learn what diagnostic codes are, and how you can find that criteria in the DBQ. It's just that simple. There's no guarantee to this, okay? Like I stated, you have some VA employees trying to find any way possible to reject your DBQ. But the more you're educated, the more you can fight back. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.